And welcome back. This is part 2 of our 3-part series on talent development and workforce planning. The last time Felicia Obiora from University of Waterloo and I spoke, we talked about an overview generally about talent development and workforce planning and how the University of Waterloo in particular is working on keeping students top of the skill spectrum through research and understanding what the skills gaps are, and also working hard to get placements within organizations so that there's a mutual benefit there. And in this second part, hello again, Felicia.
Again. Nice talking to you again, Sonia.
Yeah. Well, this time we're going to talk a little bit more about the practical side and how can organizations participate and onboard talent to bridge that skills gap, and how can they be working with universities such as University of Waterloo to ensure that they are really reaping the benefits and getting the most out of a program like this. And what are some of the practical things they need to be thinking about? You know, we're thinking about timing, we're thinking about what is the hiring process, what is the selection process, all of those things. I wonder if maybe you can give us an overview on that.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So integrating a co-op program in an organization isn't about filling temporary roles. It's best a strategic move towards fostering a culture of bottom-up innovation, which is what we've always had our anthem about. You have access to over 25,000 students available, and that's a huge amount of talent ready for full-time positions each year, all year round. So we always have students available to hire for work terms that last 4 to 8 months. It's possible to also, let's say, invite a former co-op student to return for a future work term, which simplifies your recruitment process. And then you spend less time onboarding and training. So there are a lot of values in hiring a co-op talent from the university. And what we also look at is you can select talent from more than 120 programs across our 6 faculties. We have the arts, engineering, environment, health, mathematics, and science. I'll give an example here. You can hire an arts student to work in marketing and digital applications. If you also want to hire an engineering student, they can work on your product design. Looking at the science students who can work in the lab, delivering science and tech innovation. So all these things is quite important to consider what kind of talents will be best fit for your role and how we can help you navigate that process.
Just one second. I wonder, do the organizations know necessarily? I know in the last session, we spoke a little bit about the skills gap and how there's so much uncertainty in what the requirements might be in the future.
Yes.
Do the organizations that you're working with have a good sense of which programs they should be targeting and looking at? And is there a sort of a skew towards a certain direction that you're finding, or is it quite even across the board?
Yes, so we do have one central recruiting system, which is the Waterloo Works, and that is where we have a hub of where the skills and the faculties that you're interested in. So I'll give an example, right? I said, if you're looking into marketing and digital applications, then we already know you're going into arts, right? There's a lot of talent in those different programs. So we do have clusters and we do have segmentations that make it easy for an employer or a person who wants to onboard a young talent to just decipher and see exactly what they're looking for and how best to refine their talent strategy in looking for the best talent at the best time. So it's all located on our Waterloo Work system, and that helps both the employer and also the students kind of match and see how they best fit each other for the company and for themselves. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
I interrupted you. Please go on.
Okay. So, it's fine. So if you're looking to hire for co-op students, I would say, for example, if I am an employer and I'm looking to hire co-op talent from any university or by the University of Waterloo, the first step is easy. You just register and post the job on the Waterloo Works. and that I said is our recruitment system. Right now, we're hiring for the winter 2024 term, which starts January 8th, which is yesterday, and also it ends end of April, and we'll help you find the right student for your organizations on your timeline. And speaking on the support system, we do have all year round staff and people who are here to support you with any of your hiring needs. If you have questions regarding talent and funding opportunities available, that can be provided to you.
So it's a full-time staff that is dedicated to this program at the university. And so during the interviewing process and all of that, is there a lot of contact then with the university to help navigate the different candidates, or how many candidates get interviewed in general by any given organization?
There are lots of, so I said we have about 25,000 students available for co-op each year, and we have a very high, over 97% employment rate. So just kind of mathematically to see the high number of people who get sent out for co-op, it's a large number of talents, and employers globally all around the world are tapping into those talents. So it's more on the what exactly do you need and how best do we help you navigate those talents. So.
And generally, would an organization expect to interview, I don't know, what's the average? Is it like 2 candidates or 3 candidates? Does each organization spend a lot of time on the selection process?
So there's no limit to how many students you want to have. The minimum is obviously 1. And then the maximum is at whatever capacity your company can hold. Also, we've noticed a lot of kind of callbacks. And what that means is a lot of students who have worked in organizations and they've overperformed and they've done excellent. And then they also get recruited back into the companies, and then the last, and even after graduation, they get employed permanently as staff. So we've had those situations as well from companies who want those particular students back. And also if companies, if they have need for funding when it comes to students, they also apply for that, as well as get the number of students that are capable to run the organizations within reasonable reach, right? So that's how we kind of give the regulations. So it's not in a way whereby a company is over abusing the talents that we are supplying the company, right? So we do have people, co-op service team, who regulate and make sure there's no breach of there's no hindrance in the regulations, and make it very comfortable for both the employers and also the students who are the talents that are working for you. We have the business developers, account managers, we have the student advisors who work with the students, and they support employers by ensuring the students is set up for success in their work term. So yeah, it's all year round support team available.
Fantastic. And, there's been a lot of talk about this. I mean, you mentioned it. I guess the harsh term is abusing the system. But I know historically there was a time when co-op was not a paid placement. And that has obviously changed for the better, obviously. So these are all paid placements that we're talking about.
Sure.
And so I wonder, when you're looking at, obviously it's an investment to bring an intern or a co-op student into an organization, not only because of the fact that you're now paying them, but also because there's a ramp up time. There's also a transference of knowledge and all that sort of stuff. It sounds like it could get expensive, I guess, from the perspective of the organization. What types of programs exist to help the organizations engage in these programs and sort of mitigate some of that financial, I guess, burden?
Yes. So first of all, the employers, they get access to our talent and resources for free, and they pay the students for the work term. So we'll start by that. And we have resources where you can find pay averages for our students. It's up on our website. Maybe we will attach the link while we're talking about this. But with that said, we also do have resources about grants, tax credits, and funding programs with up to 70% funding that they could be eligible to support the students' wages. There are also some long-term effects of hiring a co-op students that can have on your organization. So I'll give an example here. A recent study by Deloitte, they found employers reported an average of $2 in value generated for every $1 invested in Waterloo co-op talent. Now, this isn't just like a hiring advantage, but it's an investment with proven returns. And to support these valued investments, what we do is our regional-based teams all across Canada, They provide you with that local talent expertise and also feet on the ground support across the country, especially when it comes to navigating how you're returning your investment and when you're hiring your co-op talent. So we do offer as well, we give education about how to hire a co-op talent, especially for the first time, because a lot of companies don't have that embedded in their organizations. So we give a lot of education and ideas on how to onboard a talent, a co-op talent for the very first time. So it's easy navigation, and also you don't get overwhelmed with the processes, because it's not just hiring a talent, you're also hiring the institution. So it's co-op really impacts your bottom line at the end of the day. So it's really like a win-win for both the employer and also the students.
It really does sound like it. And the more we talk, the more I realize the value, not only for the organizations, but obviously for the students to get exposure to these great organizations that potentially IAB members even, that are really looking at this from a perspective of just smart HR management.
Yes.
And again, workforce planning. So Felicia, I can't wait to talk to you again. And
So
I know it'll be
interested.
soon.
I'm excited.
So thank you for this overview, and the information that you spoke of will be included so that our listeners can get access to the content. And again, thank you very much, and we'll talk soon.
Always, thank you.
Latest technology, the CD-ROM computer. This is a multimedia system. Internet is a massive computer, right? And one that's becoming really big now.
This is a machine that a lot of people are going to be able to afford. That's a very